Good day everyone, we are back again with a different topic and a different activity. This is Midshipman Lomoko Anodi of Dr. Carlos S. Lanting College, and I'm under the supervision of Second Mate Ronaldo Tan, and also later on I will be demonstrating the proper procedures of the search and rescue operations for the International Aeronautical and Maritime Search and Rescue, or we can say the IAMSAR for short. Let us first tackle what is the IAMSAR consisted of and also its purpose in the maritime industry. The International Aeronautical and Maritime Search and Rescue Manual, or the IAMSAR Manual, was published by the IMO and the International Civil Aviation Organization. Before the IAMSAR Manual was adopted, it was first published as an IMO Merchant Ship Search and Rescue Manual in 1971. In 1978, it was also published as IMO Search and Rescue Manual. In November 1999, the MARCOM and IAMSAR was revised and replaced. It was adopted as the IAMSAR Manual. This manual was aligned as closely as possible with the International Civil Aviation Organization Search and Rescue Manual to ensure a common policy and to facilitate consultation of the two manuals for administrative and operational reasons. Meaning, the IAMSAR Manual provides guidelines for a common aviation and maritime approach to organizing and providing search and rescue services. The IAMSAR Manual is divided into 3 volumes. Volume 1, the IAMSAR Manual contains practical guidelines for the organization of maritime and aeronautical search and rescue, mission coordination, operation of search and rescue units or SRUs, and provision of SAR-related training. Volume 2, Mission Coordination, assist personnel who plan and coordinate SAR operations and exercises. Volume 3, Mobile Facilities is intended to be carried aboard rescue units, aircraft and vessels to help with performance of a search, rescue or on-scene coordinator function, and with SAR aspects that pertain to their own emergencies. According to SOLAS Chapter 5, Safety of Navigation requires ships to carry an up-to-date copy of Volume 3 of the International Aeronautical and Maritime Search and Rescue Manual, or the IAMSAR. When conducting a search and rescue, we should familiarize the general levels of coordination. The search and rescue system has 3 levels of coordination. First is the OSC, or the on-scene coordinators, which coordinate with the search and rescue or support the actions of the search and rescue facilities that are assigned to them. Whoever arrives first in the scene of distress becomes the OSC. Second are the SAR mission coordinators, or the SMCs, or also known as the Rescue Coordination Center. And one of the important duty of the SMC is to appoint or designate the rescue teams for the search and rescue operations. Third are the Search and Rescue Coordinators, or the SCs, and they are on the national level. They are the overall responsible for establishing, staffing, equipping, and managing the SAR system.
The following are the different types of IAMSAR search patterns. First is the expanding square search. It is most effective when the location of the search object is known within relatively closed limits. The command search point is always the datum position, often appropriate for vessels or small boats to use when searching for persons in the water or other search objects with little or no leeway. Due to the small area involved, this procedure must not be used simultaneously by multiple aircraft at similar altitudes or by multiple vessels. Accurate navigation is required. The leg is usually oriented directly into the wind to minimize navigational errors. It is difficult for fixed-wing aircraft to fly legs too close from the datum if S is less than 2 nautical miles. Second is the sector search. This is used to search a circular area centered on the datum point. Due to the small area involved, this procedure must not be used simultaneously by multiple aircraft at similar altitudes or by multiple vessels. An aircraft and a vessel may be used together to perform an independent sector searches of the same area. A suitable marker may be dropped at the datum position and used as a reference or navigational aid marking the center of the pattern. For aircraft, The search pattern radius is usually between 5 nautical miles and 20 nautical miles. For vessels, the search pattern radius is usually between 2 nautical miles and 5 nautical miles, and each turn is 120 degrees, normally turned to starboard. Third is the track line search. This is normally used when an aircraft or a vessel has disappeared without a trace along a known route. This is often used as initial search effort due to the ease of planning and implementation. This is also consisted of a rapid and reasonably thorough search along the intended route of the distressed craft. The search may be along one side of a track line and return on the opposite direction on the other side. The search may be along the intended track and once on each side. Then the search facility continues on its way and does not return. Fourth is the parallel track search. This is used to search a large area when a survivor location is uncertain. This is the most effective over water or a flat terrain. This is also usually used when a large search area must be divided into sub-areas for assignment to individual search facilities on scene at the same time. The commence search point is one corner of the sub-area. One half track space inside the rectangle from each of the two sides forming the corner. Search legs are parallel to each other and to the long sides of the sub-area. This is a parallel track search for use by two ships. This is a parallel track search for use by 3 ships. This one is for use by 4 ships. Parallel search for use by 5 or more ships. Fifth is the contour search. This is used around mountains and in valleys when sharp changes in elevation make other patterns not practical. The search is started from the highest peak and goes from the top to bottom with a new search altitude for each circuit. The search altitude intervals may be 150 meters to 300 meters. The aircraft may make a descending orbit away from the mountain before resuming to the contour search at the lower altitude. The aircraft may spiral downwards around the mountain at a low but approximately constant rate of descent when there is not enough room to make a circuit, opposite to the direction of the search. If the mountain cannot be circled, successive sweeps at the same altitude intervals as lifted above should be flown along its side. Valleys are searched in circles, moving the center of the circuit one track spacing after each completed circuit. Sixth is the coordinated vessel aircraft search pattern. This is normally used only if there is an on-scene coordinator present to give direction to and provide communications with the participating craft. Creeping line search coordinated is often used. The aircraft does most of the searching while the ship steams along a course at a speed as directed by the on-scene coordinator so that the aircraft can use it as a navigational checkpoint. The aircraft, as it passes over the ship, can easily make corrections to stay on track of its search pattern. It gives a higher probability of detection than can normally be attained by an aircraft search alone.
That concludes the search patterns that are used in the IAMSAR. I will be demonstrating next the different types of maneuvers. There are a lot of risks when you go on a voyage at sea. There are a lot of accidents during the voyage of the vessel, and one of those is a man falling overboard into the sea. Unfortunately, of all the man overboard incidents that are reported, there is a high percentage of death results. Here are some reasons why seafarers go overboard in the sea. Number 1, losing footing on deck or being swept by waves overboard. Number 2, being dragged by mooring ropes. Number 3, falling from the accommodation or falling from the ladder. Number 4, climbing or sitting to the ship's railing. Number 5, being drunk or under the influence of drugs. Number 6, working in a poor visibility or working in rough sea conditions. These are the reasons why ship personnel should act immediately to perform the proper way of recovering a man that has fallen overboard the ship.
The following are the commonly used maneuvers for recovering a man overboard at sea. First is the Williamson turn. This is the most commonly used maneuver on board ships in the event of a person overboard. To execute the Williamson turn, you must put the rudder hard over towards the side from which the man went overboard, to reduce the chances of the vessel's propeller striking to the man overboard. After deviation from original course by 60 degrees, the rudder is put hard over to opposite side. When the heading is 20 degrees short of the reciprocal course, the rudder is brought to the midship position. Williamson turn is ideal method in reduced visibility. If executed properly, it positions the ship on a reciprocal course on its exact original track, thereby allowing the search to commence on the track the victim fell over, not from the parallel track. Speed should be maintained during the turn, as any changes on speed may bring the ship on a reciprocal course in a different position than the line of the initial course. However, this turn takes the ship further away from the scene of incident. Anderson turn or single turn. This is the fastest recovery method. It is most appropriate to turn for ship in clear visibility. In case of this turn, rudder is put hard over to the side of the casualty. After deviation from the original course by 250 degrees, rudder is put to midship position. Revolution needs to be modified at the end of the turn and stopping maneuver is initiated. The third one is the Skarnov turn. The Skarnov turn takes back the ship into her wake. However, it cannot be used in an immediate maneuver. This turn cannot be carried out effectively unless the time elapsed between the person falling overboard and the commencement of the maneuver is known. First, the rudder is put hard over onto the side of the casualty to swing stern away from the man. After deviation from the original course by 240 degrees, rudder is put hard over to the opposite side. When heading to 20 degrees short of the reciprocal course, wheel is brought to midship position. Once the ship is brought to reciprocal course, speed should be reduced and preparations should be taken to launch rescue boat. The emergency boat's crew should stand by and be ready to launch the rescue boat. It might not be possible to launch the rescue boat during worse sea condition. In such case, alternative recovery methods should be, including the following, can be adapted. First, passing the lines to the casualty so that they can be pulled alongside the ship. Rescue throw lines and heaving lines may be used. Buoyant appliances such as life buoys or an inflated life raft may be deployed on secure lines and then pulled back to the ship. If none of this option is feasible, the ship must stand by until a helicopter or rescue vessel arrives.
Now I'm going to give you a scenario on transmission of distress alert, sending the distress alert by satellite, and the search and rescue of a man overboard, and also how to respond to the circumstances.
It was a windy afternoon when container vessel Condoriano experienced an engine failure. The waves are getting bigger and it's becoming dark. The deck cadet was on his way to the engine room to assist the other crew members when he suddenly slipped on the deck due to the rolling of the ship and the big waves. Another crew member sighted the incident and immediately reported to the master that there is a man overboard. The master acted quickly and constructed a distress alert to inform the nearby vessels and coastal stations. As he constructed the distress alert, another crew reported that the ship is listing to the starboard due to the big waves and cargoes need to be jettisoned. The master is now going to send the distress alert to ask for help. This is the pattern on sending distress alert via digital selective calling using channel 70. First, locate the distress button, lift the cover, Press the hold button until it beeps, select the nature of distress, then press send. After sending the distress alert, the master proceeds to broadcasting the distress call by radio telephony using 2180 kHz frequency. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. This is container vessel Condoriano, Condoriano, Condoriano. Call sign Charlie Delta Romeo 3. MMSI number 9651999I32. Mayday, container vessel Condoriano, call sign Charlie Delta Romeo 3. MMSI number 9651999I32. Position 52 degrees 31 minutes north, 005 degrees 13 minutes east at 1530 UTC. We have an engine failure and we are listing to the starboard due to heavy weather conditions. 13 cargoes are jettisoned but we are still listing due to the big waves. Immediate assistance required. I repeat, immediate assistance required. There are 7 persons on board including the master. Unfortunately, there is one man overboard who slipped from the deck. We also require search and rescue services to rescue our crew member. If our ship can't hold the big waves, we will be abandoning for approximately 1 hour and 20 minutes. We will activate the APIRB manually. Over. A nearby container vessel received the distress alert and relayed it to the nearest coastal radio station. After relaying the message, the vessel coordinated with the SMC to assist the incident. Mayday relay, Mayday relay, Mayday relay. This is container vessel NG Yato, NG Yato, NG Yato. Mayday, container vessel Condoriano, call sign Charlie Delta Romeo 3. MMSI number 9651999I32. Position 52 degrees 31 minutes north, 005 degrees 13 minutes east at 1530 UTC. We have an engine failure and we are listing to the starboard due to heavy weather conditions. 13 cargoes are jettisoned but we are still listing due to the big waves. Immediate assistance required. I repeat, immediate assistance required. There are 7 persons on board including the master. Unfortunately, there is one man overboard who slipped from the deck. We also require search and rescue services to rescue our member. If our ship can't hold the big waves, we will be abandoning in approximately 1 hour and 20 minutes. We will activate the APIRB manually. Over. The distress relay was received and the Rescue Coordination Center acknowledged by broadcasting it at VHF Channel 16. 9651999I32. Container vessel Condoriano, Condoriano, Condoriano. Call sign Charlie Delta Romeo 3. This is 002 forward 12009. Netherlands RCC, Netherlands RCC, Netherlands RCC. Received. Mayday. We will be sending 1 helicopter and a rescue vessel to your location to conduct a vessel coordinated search pattern and to retrieve the man overboard. The on-scene coordinator is also on the way to your location, so please keep yourself safe and wait for our arrival. Out. The master prepared the crew for 30 minutes before abandoning. He prepared for activating the APIRB manually. He slid the protective cover to the side and pushed the button to activate the APIRB. The APIRB was activated and the light flashes. After the activation, the master tied it to the life raft to ensure that the search and rescue will find them after abandoning the ship. The on-scene coordinator arrived first in the area of the incident but found that the ship capsized and the crew abandoned already. The search and rescue team then arrived next and conducted the coordinated vessel aircraft search pattern.
By the help of the on-scene coordinator and by locating the signal produced by EPIRB, the crew members were found, and also the crew who is declared man overboard was found after an hour of searching. No one was injured except the crew who fell from the vessel who drank a lot of seawater after falling. He was treated and the rescue was a success. Ceylon's Finney was broadcasted indicating the distress was over.